Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1522, I think. I didn't double check, but I think it's 1522. Happy Tuesday. It's Getaway Day. We're heading off to Maine tomorrow morning. We're heading down to Chicago tonight to got a kind of an early flight. We didn't want to press our luck in the morning with Chicago traffic. So and my wife didn't want to wake up at 4 a.m., 3:30, 4 a.m. So we're going to head down tonight, stay in a hotel, and fly out tomorrow morning. I think we get back Monday night. So no Hobby Evolution for the next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 6 days. 6 days. So I'll be back Tuesday morning. So yeah, so that's what I had. I've got shipping to do. Man, so I finished delisting all of my low-end listings on eBay. I'm down to 50 listings on eBay. It feels so good. You know, and I talked about this yesterday. We had a whole show about it, but you know, going in, it's like I've dragged my feet even as I'm hustling, shipping out these 90. Well, I didn't have any. I raised the price. So I did this in stages. It's not like I just took a shower, had this idea, and like, oh, I'm going to delete all my listings right now. It's been something that's been going through, through my head for, a few weeks. My first, once I started doing all of the eBay lives, and it's like, holy crap, these buy it nows are really slowing me down with, the return. I'm not getting much return on these buy it nows. Especially the 99 cent, 99 cents when I wasn't doing live, I could do 99 cent. I would get volume sales. You stop adding listings, you stop making sales, or the sales slow down significantly. So, I raised the price, all of my 99, and about a month ago I did this, maybe a little longer. I raised the price, my floor price on 99 cent free shipping to $1.75 to match up with everything, the recent floor that I've created. There's still some $1.50, and I think somebody asked a while back, like, what's your floor pricing on buy it now? And I guess it was $1.75. If I listed anything new, it was $1.75, but I had 99 cent listings. I had $1.50 listings. But $1.75, basically, I started that, a year and a half ago to get ahead, to be proactive with the rising ESE and postage rates, which went up again this past weekend, another nickel. So that $1.75 was kind of built in to withhold some of those. I think a stamp is going to be $1 very soon. I think that's coming. Well, we know it's coming. It's not like I'm Nostradamus here and like, I predict stamps to be $1. Oh my God, he was right. Of course, stamps are going to hit $1. But it's going to be sooner than later. We're not going to see. In fact, I don't think we'll. They're building it softly. What were stamp increases? It would be like a penny a year, 2 cents a year, 3 cents a year. Not even 3 cents. I think 2 cents was kind of the max for a while, for most years leading up to the last couple. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, they hit you with a 3 cent. Now it's twice a year. It used to be just every January. Now we got the July increase. And now it's 5 cents. And, I think, even if we see 5 cent increases twice a year, that's what, 2.5 years? Wait. No, less than that, right? I can't do math. I haven't had my coffee yet, but less than 2 years. So, I think we'll see stamps at $1. I think by 2027, at some point in 2027, I think stamp prices will be $1. That's just my prediction. That's my opinion. And then all of a sudden your floor on those low end cards keeps rising and rising. Or you do the 99 cent Costco chicken method, which I employed. But I feel great about, delisting all of those low end items. And somewhere in there for 8 years, almost 8 years. My oldest listing was 7 years, 8 months. And there was a bunch of those. And it's like, I'm looking, even some of the good inventory. It's like, this is like, I'm going to sell this on eBay Live and make $10, $5. And it's sitting in my store for $1.75. And it's been listed since January of 2024. That's a year and a half. At $1.75 unsold. I could sell it. If I went live tonight, I could sell it for $5. So it was time. I've got a lot of stuff going on here over the next couple of weeks. So my store was going to be in vacation mode as it was. And so here we are. So love the decision. I already feel refreshed. And I'm going to feel even more refreshed with a little vacation. I've been really hustling, knowing that I've got vacation, just grind, and then decompress. So, and then a nice little restart for the second half of the year. And we kick it off with work and fun at the National with the pre-National Card Show in Madison in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. So, hey, we had the home run derby last night. I threw it back to like my childhood. I had the game on. I came down to the basement, and the rec room was absolutely atrocious because it had basically two collections that I was sorting through. Now this room is absolutely atrocious. I'm up early today. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. So had the home run derby on. Normally it's been a while since I've been critical of the home run derby because they've made a lot of great changes over the past few years to the home run derby. I got to say, I'm not miffed because it really means nothing to me. But I have an opinion, on the home run derby. And it's like, first off, just from the viewing experience, it was a poor viewing experience and no, I'm not talking about the announcers. I thought they were fine. They didn't faze me. People are always critical of announcers. Sometimes I'm very critical of announcers. But I had no issues with the actual announce team. But I did have an issue with the side-by-side screen where it's like they're showing the pitch on one side, and then on the other side they're showing the last home run. And I get it's probably very difficult since it's moving this fast. It's moving as fast as it is to get it down. But there's got to be a better way. I'm certainly no TV producer, but there seems like there's got to be a better way to show the home run derby. And maybe they don't do the side-by-side vertical screen. Maybe they do something. I don't know what they can do. Maybe a four-way box, be a little like YouTube TV four-way, 4-on-1. So that was but I wasn't like, my eyes weren't glued to the TV. I was cleaning up the rec room. So, but when I did sit down towards the end to watch the final, then it's like, because I saw some tweets and four-way. Yeah, that's what she said. And so that was some. Another thing was, what the fuck with the tiebreaker? What the fuck? Like, I know people are like criticizing Brent Rooker for having sour grapes in his interview, but he's right. And there's like money. Doesn't the winner get like $1 million or something? Like there's like legit stakes on the line. But so it came down to, in the first round, both Cal Raleigh and Brent Rooker had the same amount of home runs. 18, 17, 16, something like that, somewhere in that vicinity. And excuse me, not used to waking up at 7. Actually, I was up at like 6:30. My wife's the first of her 27 alarms went off. She has to get it. She's like, last night, she's like, I have to be out of the house at 7:50, 7:40. I don't think she's gonna make it out of the house at 7:50. She gets that from her mom. Time management. Don't tell her I said that. And so like her seventh alarm went. I'm like, she's like, Siri, shut off all alarms. And I'm like, how many alarms do you have? She's like, you don't want to know. And I'm sure it's probably 20 plus. Anyway, back to Brent Rooker and Cal Raleigh. So the tiebreaker is distance, which seems like it's cut and dry, right? All right, this guy hit it 485 feet. This guy hit it 460 feet, the longest home run they hit. All right. Now, how are they measuring? I know we've got AI, we've got like some fancy technology these days, but, and I'm sure we will see this employed next year. I don't think the tiebreaker was clearly communicated to anybody. The announcers, the players, maybe they just made it up along the way. I think they did. I think they just like, well, we don't have time, because they're probably within like time constraints. Like, we don't have time to do a swing off. And that's what the announcers were saying. It's like, oh, right. The home run, the longest home run by each player was 471 feet. We're going to go to a swing off. And so they're telling us we're going to a swing off. And then all of a sudden it's like 2 minutes later, oh, so I guess we're not going to swing off. It's going to go down to the decimal point. It's like, but how do they do that? And it's not like they said, it's not like it was like, well, the decimal point was 471.2, 471.8. I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming, my opinion, I think they just made it up. Because if they were going to go to the decimal point, wouldn't that be communicated in the home run rules? Like, all right, tiebreaker 1, tiebreaker 2, tiebreaker 3, we're going down to the decimal point. You don't have to show the decimal, kind of like a scoreboard. You don't necessarily have to show, but you have it. And you can like, okay, well, yeah, it says 0, but there's actually 0.01 on the clock. Where it's like, okay, both home runs were 471, but Cal Raleigh's was 471.8, Rooker's was 471.2. So Rooker advances, or Raleigh advances, and you communicate that. None of that was happening last night. So I think it is a bullshit statistic. Unlike WAR, which is a legit statistic, I think it was made up. And of course, they picked allegedly. Of course, Cal Raleigh had the longer home run by a half inch or whatever it was, 6 inches or whatever, because he's the darling. He's the home run darling right now. You want Cal Raleigh, it's like, well, Brent Rooker's not going to bring us. He's playing at a minor league ballpark. That's what Pat McAfee. A's fans did not like that on Twitter. I didn't. And I heard a lot of complaints about Pat McAfee's introductions. I thought it was great. Didn't really care. So I guess my opinion doesn't matter. Nobody's opinion matters. So yeah. So home run derby, I enjoyed it. Cal Raleigh won. So get your Cal Raleigh cards. I found a couple more. I have a 5-row box of 2023 Topps. I had one. I have many of them. I never pulled the Cal Raleighs out because he wasn't a thing until this year. So some of them are selling for $15 on eBay Live. So I pulled out a few the other night. And I've got another 5-row box. I don't know if I'll have time to look through it. But if he continues hitting home runs, I will. So that was my home run derby thoughts. Seattle Pilots. Let's go to the chat. Lee Champion's in the house. What's going on? Good morning. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I'm looking forward to those lobster rolls. Gundy's in the house. Good morning. Unicorn Cupcake is here. Good morning. Philly Joe is here. What's happening? Good morning, all, says Lee. Did you watch the home run derby? Yes, sir. Barton Cards, good morning. Kyle's in the house. Good morning. I'm a little earlier this morning. It's crazy how stamps have gone up. Yeah. Makes sense. Cody's in the house. Early, yeah. I got to tackle the day today. 7 years. Yeah, my longest eBay listing was 7 years, 8 months. That 70s Card Show says, well, Lee Champion is here. Up next, CCM. Good morning. Hope everyone having a good start to the day. We are. So far, so good. Lee says hello to John. D. Pyre's in the house. What's going on? Good morning. Should I go to your eBay store and buy 100 cards so you will have something to do when you return from Maine? There's not even 100 cards in my eBay store. There's 50. I'd love you to buy them all. And actually, cards, there might only be one card in my eBay store. The Mike Trout's in my eBay store still. My jumbo Pete Crow Armstrong is still in my store. Oh, I've got a tobacco card. I think it's Harry Steinfeld. It's a duplicate I have. There's a Bill Nicholson that I have. I randomly have this Bill Nicholson, a double of the Bill Nicholson. And then everything else is wrestling magazines and autographed baseballs. That's all I kept. So there's only 50 items in my store and maybe 5 cards total. Lee says, good morning to that 70s Card Show. John says, why invest any emotion into a sport that just wants to sell you $15 beers? I don't know. I enjoy those $15 beers. I don't enjoy paying the $15, but they do taste good in a ballpark. Philly Joe says, home run derby, boring. Have you watched it? I think it used to be boring. Up till they changed it a few years ago, it was really boring. And it's like, God, this could be so much better. And it is. It's so much better now. Lee laughs at David. 4-way. Oh, man. I'm not used to waking up early anymore. John says, as someone who does this for a living, fitting too much info into a 16:9 TV screen is tough. We often change the ratio of our screens on events to 3-1 or 4-1 to fit content onto the screen. Well, bummer. Lee says if they didn't pay, no one would participate in it. I think the young guys would. I think there's still guys that would. You know, the guys that aren't making any money, they're like, yeah, I'll go out. They're young. They're rookies. They're not fatigued. I think they still would, but many would not. I agree. Jody, what's happening? Good morning. John says, plus a ball takes up so little of the actual shot you're looking at, even more difficult with so much negative space. Peter's in the house. Good morning. John says, plus baseball sucks. Swing off, 4-way. There you go. Tiebreakers? Seriously? Cooter says, sounds like some bullshit made up statistic like maybe war. Tiebreaker should be trying to lay down a bunt in 12 pitches or less. Lee says Japan does that bunt. John says there are no A's fans, which is why they are now playing in a minor league park. Touche. Let's be more like Japan. Where does Cal Raleigh play? He plays for Seattle, not the Pilots, though. Go get some coffee. I need some. Bo, doesn't Mike Junkwax Hero live in Maine? Maybe also enough to touch base with him and ask about card stores. Where does Mike live? Maine's kind of, we're going to be kind of centrally in Portland. So I don't know if Mike Junkwax Hero's in Portland. Let's look. He does live in Portland. I'm going to message him right now. I'm going to be in Portland. Oh, very cool. Well, thank you for that. I did not realize. I think I did know Mike was in Maine. Todd is in Maine also. John says Lewiston, I think, not Portland. Okay, his Twitter says Portland. Maybe is Lewiston close? I don't know. Close. I just sent him a DM. Lee says Sosa was the best home run derby. He hit moonshots. There's been a lot of. Is there like a list like who has had like the best? There's got to be like list of top 10 best home run derby performances. Josh Hamilton that was like a phenomenal. Pete Alonso a few years ago. Let's see. Best home run derby performances. MLB.com 10 hours ago. The best home run derby moments ever. All right, here we go. Cal Raleigh, by the way, was the first catcher to win the home run derby. Adley dazzles as a switch hitter. In his first derby performance, Adley Rutschman shined when he pulled double duty, hitting home runs from both sides of the plate. In the first round, Rutschman clubbed 21 home runs as a lefty in the first 3 minutes of the round. When his 30 seconds of bonus time came, Rutschman literally flipped the script by hitting 6 home runs as a righty. That was in 2023. That was not memorable to me. Julio's hometown heroics. Some players are built for the derby. Julio Rodriguez certainly fits that bill in front of his hometown Mariners fan. I'm going to just share the screen so you can see what I'm seeing. So these are from MLB.com 10 hours ago, including last night's Cal Raleigh performance. I guess I kind of remember the Julio Rodriguez. Albert's final derby, 2022. Albert Pujols decided to participate in his 5th and final home run derby. The machine was well-oiled at 42, but he put on a show nonetheless. Midway through his first round, all-stars from both sides mobbed Pujols at the plate, giving him one last ovation. He had a swing-off with Kyle Schwarber. Polar Bear. See, I remember this, 2021, Pete Alonso. Guerrero Peterson stage Dinger duel for the ages. These are all like recent, like the last 5 years. Bryce rallies late in DC. Oh, that was Bryce Harper in DC. That was very memorable. Aaron Judge in 2017. Big G gives StatCast a workout. Giancarlo Stanton. I think I remember that. Josh Hamilton's 28 in the Bronx. That's like one of the all-timers. Abreu shocks the field in 2005. Oh, I think it's going by year. Sosa steals the show. There you go. Sammy Sosa, 2002. One ball hit the top of the Bernie Brewer slide. Another hit the very top of the center field video scoreboard. Several more flew out the back windows, standing outside the stadium. That's awesome. McGuire rents space on Lansdowne Street, 1999. It'd be awesome to go back and watch, the 98, 99 home run derbies. Ken Griffey Jr. in 98. Griffey hits the warehouse in Baltimore, 1993. So there you go. That's from MLB.com. All right. Reggie Jackson hit the greatest all-star home run. No derby needed in 1971. Red Light, good morning. SoCal Guy says, have a great time in Maine for your well-deserved vacation. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mike is in Maine. Lewiston, I think. Not Portland. Todd says, yes, Mike is in Maine. D. Pyre says, Don's Sports Cards is the top store in the Portland area. Don's Sports Cards. Okay. See if I can make it. I think that might have been the one that I was looking at that's like 10 miles away. But we have a car, I think. Don's Card Store, Portland. Yeah, Brighton Avenue. Yeah, or if not, I can Uber. Max says Hamilton. Yeah, Hamilton was. I think Josh Hamilton's performance probably the one that comes to mind for me. That dude says Bobby Abreu in Detroit 2005. John says Abreu was a problem, probably still. Martin says when Sosa won, I think I heard it was the best home run derby because there were 5 Hall of Famers in it as well. Yeah, some of those late 90s, early 2000s, and even in Sosa's not even in the Hall of Fame. The Fenway one was good too. John says, where is the All-Star game this year? Atlanta, Georgia, where the National probably will be held in 2027. It's either Atlanta or Detroit in 2027, right? 2028. 25, 26, 27, Chicago for the National, 28, either Detroit or Atlanta. Lee says, you are correct, John, about Abreu. Schwarber actually hits home runs in games. He's not an exhibitionist. Honestly, Josh Hamilton is the only home run derby I remember. Yeah, that's one of those where it's like, I forget most of them. Like, even as a diehard Cubs fan and watching those in the 90s and early 2000s, like, I don't really remember that Sammy Sosa home run derby. I don't remember the 99 home run derby, but I remember the Josh Hamilton derby. Why is Coors Field not mentioned? I imagine there would have been some bombs hit there. I think there was. Let's go back to that list. It was Pete Alonso. It was 2021. Polar Bear goes back to back. Alonso was the defending champ following a 1-year hiatus caused by the COVID pandemic, but he wasn't the biggest storyline coming into the Derby. That was Angels' two-way sensation Shohei Ohtani, who had put up a Major League most 33 home runs, while also enjoying a strong season as a starting pitcher on his way to American League MVP honors. The inviting mile-high air at Denver's Coors Field also drew a ton of interest. Alonso reclaimed the spotlight quickly, however, launching 51 long balls with shocking ease across the first 2 rounds combined, including a then first-round record 35 dingers to cruise into the final. Alonso's opponent, Orioles slugger Trey Mancini, made for a phenomenal story himself, belting his way to the finals. Just 1 year after a colon cancer diagnosis, Mancini put up a very strong total to begin the showdown with 22, but Alonso breezed to 17 in regulation and then homered on each of his first 6 swings in bonus time, sealing his back-to-back Derby titles with plenty of time left on the clock. National and ATL will be a shit show. Max says, couldn't pick 2 worse cities. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of either Atlanta or Detroit. Honestly, I probably wouldn't. Now, it's 3 years out. I don't know what is going to be going on in 3 years, but as of right now, it's like I wouldn't go to either Detroit or Atlanta for a national. If it's not in Chicago, I'm not going. Right now, that could change in 2028. Who knows? I might be selling vacuum cleaners door to door in 28. I don't know what the future holds. So I'll see it when it gets here. Dad Dude says, loved watching the black and white home run derby shows when they would play. Only chance I got to see those greats in action. Max says Griffey was Coors. Oh, it was the 99 was, let's see. So 2021 was in Coors, or was it 93? Oh, it might have been 93. It was 98. Griffey became the first slugger with multiple Derby titles after coming away victorious in the mile-high air at Coors Field. But he almost didn't participate at all. Griffey initially declined his invitation after his Mariners had played late on ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball 2 days prior, and he was booed for that decision at All-Star batting practice. A conversation with Hall of Famer Frank Robinson reportedly changed Griffey's mind, and once he was in, he figured he might as well win the thing. See, I don't remember that. Amazing. Found treasures in the house. What's going on? Philly Joe says A+. Dat Dude, thanks. Think the winners won $500. LOL. So that's what I had for today. Home run derby home run All-Star game tonight. I don't watch the All-Star game. Sometimes I have it on in the background, but it just doesn't really Doesn't do anything. I love the home run derby, but the All-Star game itself just doesn't do much for me. So, plus we'll be driving the entire time anyway, because I think we're gonna leave after dinner. So about the time it starts, we're gonna be hitting the road. So won't have it on. So I'll check the box. No, I won't. No, I won't check the box score. All right. So that's what I had for today. I am going to get Ernie packed up to go to school today and get some shippings. I gotta do laundry, and I gotta pack still. So was Mel Allen the announcer from those old derbies? I think so. Max says, back when you could say something negative about someone and they didn't cry about it. Oh, those glorious 50s. Oh, the glory days, right? All right. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you when I see you next Tuesday morning. So no Hobby Evolution for the next 6 days. I'll be hanging out in Portland. Hopefully I can hit up the card shop. Hopefully I can find some time. Maybe when the ladies go shopping, I'll drag my buddy along to the card shop. So, all right. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. And we'll see you next Tuesday.